How's it going, everybody? This is Seth. We got Andrew on the other line. He's playing Star Wars
Whoa.
Jedi Fallen Order. What?
Since I just set up your YouTube for the first time, I forgot that I need to mute that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you were going in echo, and I didn't. It confused me for a second. I got it fixed. It's all good.
Well, if you'd like to watch him, we'll have I got a small little picture-in-picture for you. If that's not crazy, I feel like it would be, but whatever. Here we are. You can also head on over to our Twitch channel. That's in the link in the description below, as well as I just put it in the chat. So feel free to stop on over there if you'd like. In the meantime, I'm going to be playing Alien Isolation again, part 10. I've been doing this for 10 weeks, 10 hours about. And as we do every time, I need to get my bearings again and figure out how to play. None of my buttons are working. There we go. Okay, alright. Alright, make an EMP mine. I like that already. Because I hate the androids. Let's see here. Okay.
So today, while working, I turned on the Great Pottery Throwdown on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little British
Competition show.
Mm-hmm. And I actually really liked it. I was surprised. I just kind of turned it on because I had heard about it, and I was like, yeah, whatever. But I always forget that, like, those like reality TV shows always kind of hook me. I never care enough to go out of my way to watch them, but if you put one on in front of me, I will watch it for like 3 straight days.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of the Pottery Throwdown. I'm not
I really
sure
liked
why,
it,
but I'm fairly certain I've heard of it.
I watched the whole first season today, which is nice. The seasons, I was actually kind of surprised when there were 4 people left, and now we're in the finale. And I was like, don't you normally have like 2, maybe 3 people in the finale? But it's only like 6 episodes, and there's apparently 3 seasons on HBO. But I liked it quite a bit. It was interesting. It was always kind of fun to see everybody like make their pottery, and then they put it in the kiln, and it like comes out like way different. But there was also, it's one of those things where there are people with like where this is a hobby, and people where it's a talent,
Mm-hmm.
and there are like wide gaps between some of them. To the point that since there were 4 finalists, one of them, it was kind of not fair.
I think I'm getting into an info dump.
I'll be good.
Rip, they're all dead.
The androids slaughtered them.
Fuck. Every time, I always kind of forget how to play this game.
I don't know, but I think Samuels does.
Samuels? Why?
Wait, sent him to access Apollo. I need to find him. Have you seen Taylor and Marlowe?
No.
They're not here. I think they may have got clear. Ricardo, if I go after Samuels, can you run this place? I need eyes and ears.
I'm not fucking staying here.
Ricardo, I need you to do this. Can you man the station and keep me covered? Ricardo!
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Sit tight. Lock the fucking doors and don't let anyone in. Look after me. I'll come back for you.
Oh, I thought you were dead.
No, I'm here. I just had story stuff. That was good.
Are you still doing story stuff?
I think I have one soon, but not. I'm not. No. The answer is no.
I wanted to start that 1,000-Year Vampire, but I realized I should probably grab like a notebook or something.
Yeah, like, I think a lot of people use like a little composition notebook.
Yeah, like It said like you can use a computer, and I was like, oh, that would be like convenient and save space. But I was like, there's something about also just like because of what the game is.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of like I feel like I need to write it. If I type it, it's gonna feel inauthentic.
Well, and like I said, I figured you might get some use out of it just by kind of keeping it next to a kind of nightstand or something.
Hmm. Well, I bought that. What was it called? That one that was on Kickstarter where it was like you write letters to your past self or something.
I vaguely.
I did that one, and they started. I didn't expect that. I'm used to Kickstarters like not kicking off immediately, but they immediately started sending prompts, and I was just like, I'm not prepared to do this just yet. So I haven't like they've sent all the prompts already, and I just haven't done it. Just kind of like exploring this area because I don't really know what's around. Not even sure where I needed to go.
This is where. Damn it.
Oh.
Something amiss. You really shouldn't be here.
I bet that's how I get into that other room.
I always feel like I can run past these agents, but I can't. I just think I can like juke them.
Every time I start this game back up, I always kind of forget what all the buttons are. But I also have the same thing where I'll encounter like a minor enemy, and I'll just be like, I can just like slam the attack button on this dude. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's not that type of game.
You and I are going to have a talk about safety.
Oh, fuck you, you little gremlin.
Running causes accidents.
How am I supposed to do this?
This is an entirely unauthorized alert. Please stop interfering.
Nope. I have to hit another button.
I'm going to catch you. Don't run.
Yep, do that.
Well, that was fucking pointless. I had to have missed something. Oh, probably that.
That isn't authorized in this facility.
I don't know. How do I... Oh, I think it's a face button.
You're
Darn it.
searching to test my patience. This is a safety breach and will not be tolerated. I just want to... My turn now. Let me help you.
I know I'm supposed to just like... not care about... Probably just like walk around these androids, but they're so annoying. I hate them. And so I just like waste crap on them to not have to deal with them. This is exactly what they want me to do.
Did you watch that review I sent you last night?
No?
The Shut Up and Sit Down review?
Oh, I watched that the other day. What do you want to talk about?
In general, just kind of want to talk about it, but also just kind of, in a sense, what you just said.
About
Where
they
Queen's
want me to do one
talk-
thing, but I just don't care enough, so I do it another way, and then...
Eventually, it's a snowball. I've had games like that where I'm like, because I've had a couple games, I can't think of them, but I've had a couple games where I'm like, I hate this, and you're just like, you don't have to do it. I'm like, but if I don't do that, like, I've had that snowball effect before, where it's like, if I don't, yes, I don't have to do this thing, but if I don't do that, then there's no reason for me to do this, and then if there's no reason for me to do this, and there's no reason for me to do that, and then eventually it's just like, why am I playing the game? The answer probably is I probably shouldn't, but.
I feel like that's usually the answer.
If that's the case, I probably shouldn't play video games.
That might be the answer.
I enjoy video games, but I don't enjoy them in the capacity that they often exist.
Okay, why am I lost here? Yeah, no, I mean, I thought he made good points. That's why I mentioned Disco Elysium the other day.
I figured that.
And then... What do you want from me? Oh, I hate these doors. And I mean, I thought he brought up some really good points, and... I don't have the fatigue he seems to, unlike these big narrative story games. I love that stuff.
When he was talking about that, the one he said, like, the only one I'd recommend is Gloomhaven, and I was just like, they love Gloomhaven.
A lot of people love Gloomhaven, and I really didn't.
I did not really care for it. It's one of my big regret board games. It's not bad. In fact, there's a lot to like about it, but it was also just a game where I played it twice, and both times I was just like, I don't think this is the game. Like, I don't like the game. I like the ideas, the world.
I'd be interested in Jaws of the Lion just as a smaller experience, but... I
don't think I would, just because, I mean, I guess if I was going to play it, that's probably the way I would play it. But I think the thing is, like, I don't like the gameplay. I do not like the card mechanics.
I didn't love the cards either, but at least with, like, a smaller thing, like, I guess I say that as...
This could require my attention.
I would actually give it another go with Jaws of the Lion.
I guess my thing is, like, the whole point of the game is the big sweeping campaign for me. Like, it's not the game, it's not the mechanics, it's the whole idea of, like, unlocking new stuff and, you know, putting stickers on a board and all that stuff is fun. And the actual gameplay is fine. I don't necessarily, like, I don't hate the gameplay. I just don't enjoy it. Like,
yeah, I didn't find it all that exciting to me either.
I feel like it's fiddly. I feel like it's sometimes confusing. It took an entire game of me doing everything wrong to realize what I did wrong. On the other end, unless Colin was reading his rules wrong, Colin had an entire game where he did not have any of my problems because his character was specifically built upon, like, being able to get the same cards back in his hand over and over and over and over again, so that he had, like, no risk of, like, running out of anything like I did. I felt like all of my actions, I felt like every action had weight, but not in a good way, in a stressful way. Like, every action could be one of 3 actions, and whichever one I chose is probably the one I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I know it's like it's a dungeon crawler for people that don't like dice, but I like to chuck dice in dungeon crawlers. Like, I like going for the attack and just rolling a bunch of dice and stuff like that.
I guess I love dice. I like the random elements and stuff. And the whole thing with them is they're like, we don't really like the random stuff, because real gamers don't like random. And I guess to a degree I get that. And it's not like there isn't random elements still in that game, but people feel like they have more control in a deck, because I guess you technically do. You can roll like ones over and over and over and over again forever. But in a deck, you're eventually going to run out of bad cards.
Well, and people like deck building, and I mean, I wouldn't say that, like, I mean, I like dice too, but, like Seventh Continent uses cards, and that's fine, and it uses them differently than Gloomhaven, and, I'm not opposed to it. I just didn't, it was a little more, I didn't want a puzzle in my dungeon crawler, I guess, and it felt very puzzly.
Again, I guess on my end, I would love a puzzle in a dungeon crawler, just not that puzzle.
That's fair. I mean, and I'm probably the same. I just don't like, I didn't like the combat in Gloomhaven.
And I don't know. The other game they mentioned was Seventh Continent, which is another kind of regret of mine. It just...
Yeah, you didn't like Seventh Continent. I really do.
Again, I guess it's not that I didn't like it. It's just that, like, I have zero interest in really playing it. I think it's more interesting in concept. I think it's more interesting in concept, and it's part of it is just like part of the game as I saw it and as I've heard about it is that it's kind of a fuck. Oh, I was supposed to jump for that. It's kind of a it's a game where it's kind of like time stories, where it feels like you're supposed to like kind of figure stuff out, and like each game. Well, that was cool. I couldn't see where I was going. Why is the camera like this? It's kind of a game where you're supposed to kind of like play it over and over again with variations, and I don't find the game and its variations I don't find the game interesting enough to go for the variations, because there's too much repetition, especially like I didn't play a full game. We played for a couple hours and then we packed it up. We did like the little tutorial island thing, and then we got to the next island, explored a bit, and realized we had been playing for a while and packed it up. And it's neat that it's got that like save feature thing. But the save feature actually like removes so much. It doesn't actually save your game. It just saves like the vague idea of your game. And I was just like, I don't like the idea that like we spent a lot of time exploring stuff that is no longer going to be explored because we paused the game.
But I mean, you know that information.
I don't. One,
Okay.
Who knows when I come back? Two, cards aren't like certain cards don't get put back on the
Right.
board. You just populate them with new random cards. So there are certain events and stuff that could come up. Like you can flip a card that when we did it the first time, it would have been like a fishing spot or something. But when you flip it again, a tiger attacks you. And it's that kind of stuff is irritating. And it'd be fine if the game wasn't designed on this like ticking clock of your life and your cards. So you can't really, there's like a ticking clock element where it's like, you can't waste actions, but you can randomly waste actions in ways that are out of your control by the luck of the draw, which I find irritating. And like, I'd like to play the game again. I just don't have anyone to play it with, and I'm not going to play it solo. And it's not like I hate the game. It's just like I had a lot of problems with it where I like, it's so weird what I find to be issues and what you don't.
Well, and I guess like you said, you know, it doesn't really save the game because I'm not going to remember it because who knows when I'm going to come back. And I guess for me, whenever Kirsten and I play it, it's always like we save to kind of reset some of that stuff
Ricardo, I need you
so
to
that
focus.
we can try, you know, we're waiting out the devourers or something like that. Or we
Focus, Ricardo.
want to try and
Samuels
find
can talk to Apollo, he can
a
get the
food
androids to
spot.
stand down. Then this will all be over.
Or we found a rest spot and we want to, you know, move some of our cards back in our action deck. But I guess even if we did, because I guess we keep our games out, and since you have a cat, or since you have cats, you can't really do that. And so I think
Plus,
that's
like, even if I paused the game and then I picked it up, hell, even later that day, but like the next day, like I will not remember anything. My memory is horrid.
I guess we've always just played through it.
And I guess that's the thing. It's like I would have probably come away from it differently if I had played through it, but I didn't. I didn't have the opportunity to.
Right.
And I don't know when I'm going to go back to it. If I go back to it, I honestly feel like I should just start from the beginning again. If I start from the beginning again, I know the tutorial's kind of like the tutorial island. I guess I skip that, but I also feel like if I'm coming back, I'm playing with someone who's never played, and I will never ever not tutorial someone who has never played a game before. So it's just like in this weird, like,
yeah, I mean,
middle
like you
ground.
said, we have like different opinions on it, and I think mainly because we interact with it differently.
But there's also just like there are certain things that like I don't like that I think are like huge factors that you're just like, yeah, whatever. But then there's other things where I always go to the fact that like your go-to review is just like it's too long. And like I agree with that. There are definitely games that are too long, but you say that about everything if it's like more than 45 minutes, and I just think like my baseline for a board game is like it's great if it's under, but your average board game is going to be 60 minutes to an hour and a half, and that's just like par for the course of playing a board game. You want to play something shorter, boot up a video game.
But I guess here's okay. So it's too long as a semantics quote. It's too long, and I've been trying to say it more, but it's too long translates to it doesn't utilize its time well.
No, I agree.
Like, we played Nemesis for 5 hours, and I absolutely loved it. I love Twilight Imperium. What I don't love is spending 90 minutes playing Disney Villainous and not feeling like it makes good use of its time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the complaint. It's not, you know, I say that the perfect movie length is an hour and 45 minutes, and, you know, I think that's a good number. But I mean, I like longer movies, and, you know, it's just something that I think a lot of, you know, when I do say that after a game, it's like, yeah, I mean, I just don't feel like that was, you know, out of all the games I could have played at an hour and a half, this one doesn't need to be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I can agree with that, and I kind of get that. It's just, it seems to be like the prevalent opinion of yours that I just kind of like rooted in that, and that's also that's true. I mean, that is very that is very true. That's apt. Touche. But it's just something that comes up so often where it seems to be the baseline for every game we play. It seems very rare that you say, even if you like a game, it seems to be you'll come away with the game if you have only one criticism, it's too long. And while I agree with your point, and it's weird because I'm always the one who says like, say what you need to say. Like, don't just because something like could go unsaid doesn't mean don't say it. Like, that's the whole point of a review,
right?
In your opinion and critiquing stuff, it always goes. You always say it, and I'm always just like, there are times where I agree, and I'm just like, but it's a board game. Like, they're always long. I can think of very few board games that aren't like that do utilize their time well. Like Eldritch Horror, love Eldritch Horror, doesn't utilize its time well. It's very long. Doesn't need to be that long. I don't know what you would do to change it because I don't think you could, but it's just the nature of it being a board game. It will always be longer than I want it to be.
See, and I guess I agree that I think Eldritch Horror can be long, but I don't feel like it necessarily is all the time. I mean, we just played Ohanami and Village Green and stuff a few weeks ago, and I mean, even like The Search for Planet X, I thought didn't really overstay its welcome.
God damn it.
Obsession, I felt was good on time.
I have a friend who really wants to play Obsession.
I was really impressed with it. Everybody was. I would recommend it to them.
But it's also like, I think the cheapest was a Board Game Geek copy was like $70.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Not that it's not that it's not worth it. It's just like this is also a person who hasn't
Doesn't
played a ton of
play-
board
yeah.
games, and it was just something where it was like it. I think that's a good. That's honestly a good price for like your first bigger board game.
Well, I think it has a lot of good stuff in it. I think it doesn't feel cheap. I think the component quality is good. The it comes with a lot. There's no like. I mean, it's like the deluxe edition, and so you get like nice little boxes that keep all of the families and stuff like that, and.
I just keep thinking of like, Shut Up and Sit Down. Their reviews are always, really don't like the Kickstarter games.
Yeah.
And I agree with their opinion, and they're always just like, stop funding these things. And like to a degree, I get it, but that's also just like some of these games. While I try to not look at bloated games anymore. There are the occasions.
I've
The
started
occasional
passing
ones.
on some just because we do have a lot, but that's also like Kirsten and I really like playing these big, long, narrative, story-driven games that we can kind of just like play for, every weekend for the month, and that's that's worth it for us if we're into the theme and whatnot. And I understand that's not for everybody. Like with the Shut Up and Sit Down review, when he was going into that stuff and about like story-driven games and whatnot, I was like, oh, that's like the good stuff. Like, yeah, they're all built around finding new things, but the good ones do a good job at doing that.
Mm-hmm. And I get that, like, as a game reviewer, you start to see more stuff and you start to,
Yeah.
I can be free.
Like, I
Your
was talking to
opinions.
Colin the other day about, like, deck builders. And with, like, the Wednesday game nights and stuff, deck builders, I guess, are good for 3 players, because that's, like, all we've played.
Looks like the place in
And I am just, like, deck built out. Like, I have no interest in a deck builder in a while.
Yeah, I for a while was obsessed with deck builders. When they became the new hot thing, I wanted more and more deck builders. But now I'm to the point where it's really got to have a theme that sells me. Like, I like Legendary, haven't played Legendary forever. Legendary is probably the only real deck builder I need beyond Hardback. I think is a good other deck builder. And I pre-ordered the Power Rangers one because I'm an idiot who will throw money at
I think
anything.
that one sounds interesting, and I think the shared middle row is a good concept.
But like, I've been thinking I should probably get rid of my copy of Thunderstone.
And like, I would be interested in, I mean, I say I'm done with deck builders, but I guess the Power Ranger one, I think I would have enough interest in, and the Clank Legacy I would still play. Because I'm a sucker for legacy games.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, we went through so many deck building games where at the end of it we're just like, okay, so this is like Dominion, but with trains and a board, and like this is this, but just like this, and they just kind of all started to feel very, very similar.
Mm-hmm. And I don't disagree with that at all. You get a lot of deck builders that feel the same.
And they all use like the same actions, and so it's like, even if they don't call it the same thing, it's like, this card lets you draw another card from your deck. This card lets you, it's just, it all turns into the same thing.
I will say, like I like Legendary, but and I think Legendary does some interesting stuff, but it's also like, it's just been around for a while. It has a million expansions, and it's got a theme I care about. Power Rangers has a theme I care about and has some mechanics that sound interesting. Paperback or hardback, I feel it is fairly different, and it is a different type of game. But like beyond that, like I have other games with deck building elements. I really like Clank. I'm sure you don't, but I really like Clank. I'm excited for Clank Legacy.
I thought Clank was fine.
I think Clank is a good board game and a decent deck, or it's a middle of the road deck builder. But I think the overall gameplay is fun and light enough. I think it's like a good like deck builder plus for someone who doesn't really play a lot of games, but like wants something a little meatier than just deck builder.
I think the board and the push your luck element stuff really helps. And I think in space really helps with like making the board different each time and and kind of alleviating some of the problems I remember having with the original Clank. Yeah, I don't think I ever really had an opinion or an interest in ether fields. I don't
know if I ever even knew what it was.
I know ISS Vanguard starts up this week, and that's like the next big one I'm really interested in.
Is that the one that they mentioned on Shut Up and Sit Down? They mentioned some space game.
Probably. Which everyone's kind of hating on, and I watched a playthrough of it, and there's a lot of things I like about it. I want to see more, but... And from the preview page, it's only $130 shipped, so that's way better than everything coming out at like $400.
Burgle Brothers is supposed to be shipping, I think. It's like on the boat now, I think. I think it's supposed to get here by January-ish. Maybe February. I think same thing with Dice Throne Adventures.
That's exciting. See, Dice Throne I don't think overstays its welcome.
I think I've had games where it does, but yeah, for the most part, Dice Throne is quick and easy. I think part of it is it's super light, and I think a long game is probably 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And I think what helps is if it's a long game, it at least like kind of goes back and forth, and so you feel like you're like part of something and keeping things together.
Come on, dude, shoot me. Let's go.
How's it without
What
Pete?
else do I have coming? It's all right. Fewer questions. I think I have some other stuff coming, and I don't remember what.
Yeah, I keep kind of intermittently checking stuff, but not holding out hope. Although we did all our like holiday shopping and stuff, and made sure everything tried to get here. And then the Dice Tower just emailed the other day and was like, "Hey, your stuff shipped, and it'll be here when you're not." I was like, "Cool."
What'd you get?
I always back them just as like the that's like how they make their money and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like a bunch of promos. So like your Didn't I give you Catacomb promos?
I think you gave me some Catacomb
Yeah.
cards.
And I think I have some other ones from this one that you can, not for Catacombs, but for something you have. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you had something for like Burgle Brothers or
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Hardback or something. I think you had something for something Tim Fowers. Because I think I remember you mentioning.
Yeah, so I'll either I'll get those over to you.
Apollo transit reserved for Sikhs and
Where am I?
executives and synthetics.
Right. Then I'll have to find a way to talk to Apollo directly.
Biocontainment hazard level Omega. All permissions rescinded.
This
I
map
don't have
doesn't
time
make any
for this.
sense. Hey, okay, there we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. But I've got Power Rangers coming. I need to start painting again.
We keep saying that, but we don't.
I know.
Yeah, I think speaking of big story games, I think oh, the Ryan Lockett Red Raven something or other. I honestly can't think of it, but that's the one that I think is actually coming soon. Or coming next, I guess, not soon.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
To a table near me.
Let's look at my Kickstarter real quick, since nobody's watching me. Who cares? See what I got coming. Oh, I backed Sakura Arms.
You ended up doing that?
Yeah. I'm a fool.
Yeah.
Level 99 has kind of become like Tim Fowers for me, where
They
it's
do a
kinda
lot
like,
of cool stuff.
I probably don't need it, but I was like, I like that. I'd like another like dueling game. 2-player games seem to be what I need, because that's all I can ever get played.
Yeah.
Vindication. I backed a mini expansion to. Well, I don't know a mini expansion, but I backed an expansion to Vindication.
I saw that was up.
Kabuto Sumo. Cactus Town. I forgot to back that. Deck of Wonders, which was a solo like story game. Back the Hellboy game for Kyle. Another RPG. Wait for Me. That's the one. Where you're like writing letters to yourself or whatever. I think Deck of Wonders is shipping soon. No, it says estimated delivery November 2021, so I guess not. Your Friend is Sad. I forgot I did that Mantis Falls game.
Oh yeah.
It sounded really, really interesting, and it kind of won me over because it wasn't very expensive. Night of the Mummy, which is the expansion to Dracula's Feast. Dodo's Riding Dodos.
Dodo's riding dinos.
Dodo's Riding Dinos. Bullet, which is supposed to get here by February. Mini Rogue. The all-in bundle for Batman the Animated Series Adventures, because I'm stupid. Burgle Brothers. believe dice things. I think that's really it. What?
Why is my game like giving me the creepy music?
Probably because something spooky's about to happen.
Oh, probably because I have to walk through all these people, and it's gonna be like, who?
You do not have my money. You need an appointment.
Good thing the androids can't trigger the door.
Hey, Seth.
No, it's Seth.
Heyo. Oh, let's see. Which was the way I came?
Oh, guess who's getting to a combat spot?
Is it Seth?
Yeah, because the game's giving me like a bunch of med kits and weapons and ammo and... I mean, there's so much ammo here. Love it. Nah. Don't, though.
Why would you say that you do?
So that if anybody from Creative Assembly is watching, they'll be like, oh my gosh, this guy really loves our game.
Let's make more of it for him.
Oh, hey, what's up, Zach? Zach's on my side now. He used to be your friend. Yeah, no, I enjoy it. It has its problems, and I like it more than Andrew, and Andrew can tell you why.
Because you're a dweeb.
But no,
Wait, my Zach joined you
yeah.
instead of me, his friend?
He said there's enough of him to go around. Is that true? You know him better than me.
I don't want to answer that because it could be considered mean.
Answer it in a non-mean way.
No, there's not enough of him to go around.
Oh, I like... No,
Am I supposed to jump down here?
I like this game, but I do not like this part of this game because it's giving me a whole bunch of weapons and ammo, and I just don't really care for this part of the game, I guess. Or what this part of the game will be. Is this a save point over here? Where's the save point? There it is.
Why are they... No, why'd you roll that way? You suck. No! I didn't want to do that. I forgot what the buttons were.
Yeah, how's Star Wars going?
Well, I just wasted a health pack. Oh, this isn't stuff that I can shoot back at them. Of course it's not. Of course now they're doing their charge shots, but they're not showing that they're charging because the game is ridiculous like that. Where am I supposed to go? This way? Oh my god. I wasn't ready for that.
This guy's still
This is
trying to
not
get through
going
that door. Where, what now?
Camera, hey, yo, let's Look forward.
Yeah, when I first when it first came out, I rented it, and I basically just spent my entire rental in a locker, and it was the greatest experience ever. It was awesome. And now playing through it, it's a little, as Andrew will laugh, long. It works really well in these like little hour-long challenge rooms and stuff like that, where you have to either sneak around or whatever and get from point A to point B. But then it also has some spots like this where I just like don't know what it wants from me. I don't think this... I thought I went on this computer and it didn't give me a passcode or anything, or a key card. Did I miss something in this room? I think I mentioned last time I played that the checkpoints are just like a tiny bit too far away, which is nice because it increases the tension, but it's also obnoxious because if I don't make it there, then I just have to redo the entire area again, and that's not as fun.
Does your controller make noise?
Like button presses?
No, like, I keep hearing... I only hear one thing from you, and I've only heard it when you play that game, and it sounds like an old, like, hollow, like, recording sound? I don't know how to explain it. But I assumed it was, like... I don't even remember.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do.
Does the PS4 have speakers on the controller?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Oops, I didn't realize I had my shotgun out. Whatever, here we go.
Turns out there is enough of Zach to go around.
You got it. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Don't die then? What am I supposed to do? Be best friends with Zach?
Yeah.
As if.
Darn it, I didn't do this quick enough. Yeah, kill me. You did it, robot.
You proved yourself to be superior to the weak, fleshy man.
I'm a woman.
Woman! Because you're playing a woman.
Oh my god, Andrew.
Oh.
Be more misogynistic.
I'm sorry, want to try that word again?
Miscongeniality.
Miskatonic.
Miscongeniality.
Oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go for the achievements.
That's how you know it's a good game.
Well, I don't know if that's an indicator for good or bad, honestly.
I used to try and go for every achievement. Now I kind of don't like achievements. When I started playing the Switch, it was nice to play games that I didn't have like achievements for. I just kind of played them to play them. But on the other side, without achievements, there's a lot of stuff where I just like don't bother. It's kind of like we were saying before, the slippery slope of like, well, I'm not gonna bother with this without an achievement. Whoa, guys, hey, whoa. What do they think I am, Zach? Oh my god, I seriously can't get out of here. You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is a bunch of fucking horse shit.
What am I doing wrong here? What did I do to make them come out last time? Out of their shell.
I got like backed into a wall and couldn't get out.
Yeah, I don't. Every now and then a game just hits me, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it all. Like Sleeping Dogs was the first game that hit me with, and I was like, this is awesome. I'm gonna do it. And then yeah, I did it with Ghost of Tsushima.
I don't really remember Sleeping Dogs. I remember playing it and thinking it was fine. Maybe even good. I honestly don't remember.
It was like Batman GTA.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. Wait, what the just getting bum rushed over here.
What did
Oh
I
my
do
God.
to trigger them all to come in? I thought I just went
Wait, why
back
did I
and-
switch back? Pull out your double lightsaber, you stupid turd.
Did that work? Are they gonna wait? Are they not dying or what?
This is an entirely unauthorized alert. Please stop interfering.
Got a new poncho. It's boring. Heavy breathing, noise of surprise.
Man, Zach's throwing mad shade at you.
Good. What's he saying? What kind of garbage is he spitting?
Oh my God, you're all here. The gang's all here. Why didn't they burn to death like they did all the other times?
That's what I wonder about my friends too.
Be tolerated.
Oh my God! Are you fucking kidding me? Don't spawn me there again!
Is this a story moment or what's going on here? Does he need to kill me?
No, no.
Hey. He said you're bad at games.
I am
Maybe
bad
one
at
of these things
games.
had a key card.
You are bad at games.
But this isn't me being bad at the game. This is
The game
me
being bad at the
getting-
game.
Getting bum rushed.
God forbid we get bum rushed. Some people like that, Andrew. They like their bum rushed. That was a good one. Okay. Well, good thing they gave me all that stuff and I just didn't need it. Because I used the good old wrench. I can probably turn this off now. It's been an hour. I'm still going though. This isn't that bad.
Still going strong.
Yeah. This hour is going by nice. I think it's because I had like a good portion at the beginning where it wasn't a pain in the ass. And I could just kind of like wander around a little bit. Which I wish... I know it goes against the survival horror of the game, but I don't mind just walking around like an alien ship without any problems. Just to kind of catch my bearings. I didn't know that. Maybe I did know there was a sequel to this. I'd be interested.
Wayland Utah.
Wait, they got a sequel?
Registered. Attempted unauthorized access.
They announced it. Is that you? Was that guy or a different guy?
What?
I don't know. No, a robot talked, and there's a robot on the ground, and I thought it was him, but his mouth wasn't moving. But he's also a robot, so I don't know. I'll have to look into that because I mean I'd be interested in a sequel to this. I mean, I'm a sucker for Alien.
Seriously?
And I would hope they would kind of... It could go one of two ways. They could kind of keep the same formula and just kind of fix the problems to it, or since everybody hated it and we're in the minority, Zach, they'll turn it into a game we don't want.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with this thing? Jump! Are you fucking kidding me? What do you want from me, game?
We are extremely sorry for the current disruption in services.
Fucking stupid goddamn piece of shit.
Do you play... Hey, Zach, does Zach play board games? I can ask my friend Zach. Not Andy. Boom. Got him. You were expecting me to say you.
He's played board games.
If you're able, and if you do like Tabletop Simulator or something, it's on there too. But Nemesis from Awaken Realms, Andrew liked half of it.
Thought it was all right.
Nemesis is like Alien the board game in the perfect way for me. It's a long, involved game, but it is a blast. If probably with 4 or 5.
What the fuck? What am I doing wrong? I hate this.
Elevator going down to Android orientation.
And I think they just came out with 2 more Alien board games, actually. I think there's a card game and a board game that just came out. Like Alien Hunt the Bugs and then Alien Colonial Marines or something. I always wanted to play Legendary Alien or Legendary Encounters Alien. I never got around to it.
Malfunction.
What am I doing wrong?
Great. Nothing. Just more shit on this.
Looks like we're going to the internet to figure out how to do this stupid puzzle that I can figure out what to do, but it's not working.
Pete would know.
He would know.
Yeah, I love Alien.
Push wall. Someone's already... how to climb the Deathamere Swamp of Sacrifice.
How do I restore the power? Oh, there's a climb up. Wait, am I climbing up or down? Oh, up. Sideways, kinda. I assume I can't go on that, because oh, that's why. This isn't fun.
Oh my god. I gotta use the other power that I didn't realize I had. Because I forget about it, because you have a million powers and only like 2 times you need to use it.
I can't judge how close I am to that. Like if it's gonna kill me. Good thing this thing is blinking yellow. Wait, I have to go back around? Or do I go this way? No, that's where I came. Oh, I came from that way.
Oh,
I
for
just got
fuck's sake!
turned around this way.
I'm gonna die because I can't fucking keep track of everything. Fuck this!
Right, this is correct. Yeah. Good job, me.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Maybe. I don't know if I did a good job. Ooh, while I'm in some downtime, I'm gonna have a little sip of water.
Why didn't I switch my stupid blade?
Zach does mention, I just jumped from like one little platform to another in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Right as you died and started complaining and shouting, and like when I jumped in this, I like the ladder fell and like all this stuff happened, and so Zach was like, it sounded like you threw a fit and started throwing things in your room. Zach's bringing the jokes. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Zach.
Suspending in Android processing.
It's always nice to have some people to chat with that aren't Andrew. As you can see, he just kind of swears and yells. No, we have good conversation.
Head trauma. But
I hate that when people
human blood.
can't, like, commit to their sarcastic bit.
Headed for the transit.
I have a
Like that one more second.
God fucking damn it. I have a coworker at my old position who could not deliver any type of joke or sarcastic comment without immediately, within the same breath, going, I'm just kidding.
I hate it. It's like, just like commit for that one extra second.
It was almost to a stupid fucking save point, and I was trying to figure out if there was
Why can't
anything
I
I needed
beat
to
you
jump
up?
down. I live too far away.
Oh, come on. We get it, game. You want me to play it your way. This robot was getting up on a freaking... I saw him coming at me and I still had to do a thing. And then I tried to stun baton and it went through his chest. Oh, this is not a good place to be.
Cool, I'm glad it didn't give me the prompt to attack this guy from the air. Fuck you.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
My turn now. Projecting compromised.
You know, I kept saying that I thought I would really hate the Android parts. I don't know, it's surprisingly doing something for me. There's something about having like a bunch of these guys and then just wailing on all of them. Thank you. But I can get away with a stun baton here. Oh, after I recharge it.
Fuck.
No, fuck me. I'm the bad one. I should have healed. Damn it. That was my bad. Now I hate the androids.
You fucking kidding me?
No, I hate them.
This is Spedding in Android processing. We've got a situation. There's white on red casualties on station. I've just had an android report to the APTC with head trauma. But he's covered in blood. Human blood. I've alerted the marshals, put my secretary someplace safe, and right now, I'm headed for the transit. I'm gonna get a working Joe to consult Apollo. Maybe it knows who the hell is to blame for this.
Is everything maxed? Look at me go. I do feel bad that I like this game, but I just do not care for the story. Oh my god, I'm all tangled up. I'm excited to look into the... sequel. Oh, maybe that's the way to do it.
That's the way, to do it. How do I get over there? Oh, I see.
Why don't I have a stun baton, everybody? Oh my god. Okay, I hate the androids. I regret saying that they were fine. They're the worst. I hate the freaking androids. Why aren't you guys all caught in this EMP blast?
Why aren't you doing the attacks I'm telling you to do, kid? Attacks that involve holding a button down to charge are the worst in any game because they...
God damn it.
God damn it! Solidarity.
I know. Why don't we do our own... Why do we have to make God do our dirty work?
Alright, now where's the stupid witch lady that killed me out of nowhere? She just, like, appeared. I bet she's up there and she, like, fell down and she wasn't supposed to be here.
Yeah, I mean, I like the survival horror more. I would rather have a pure survival horror game, but I like what an action portion brings. And that's kind of why I was actually liking these android parts, but this was a pain. Real big pain.
Ugh.
Alright. I have everything here. I'm gonna actually save since I'm all the way back here. I heard the DLC stuff is really bad in this, but I am excited for the Nostromo one. But I feel like all the others I might just like turn on just to try it and then be like, nah. Does this camera not have an off switch? I guess that's fair to just be like, what's having a different character in a first-person game?
What's up?
Oh, in Alien Isolation, you're Amanda Ripley, and then in the DLC, they have one where you're Ellen Ripley. And, it's like, it's first person, so what's the difference? It's not like they have different...
Lines recorded by Sigourney Weaver. Lines recorded by Weezer.
Ooh.
Oh.
I never got into Weezer.
I liked like maybe 2 or 3 Weezer songs, and then they got old really fast. There was one song that they did a remake of that I liked,
Ripley,
and then I found out it was them.
Apollo's security perimeter has been built so that only
I don't remember what it was.
can interact with it. Listen to me. I'm going to have to do something rather drastic if I hope to connect with Apollo.
It might be dangerous because this is obviously a boss fight area.
Zach said they didn't even bring Sigourney Weaver in, they just took him from the movies.
What the fuck? How do I attack this thing?
I'm going to use the reformat chamber. It's the only option. I've had to divert power
Whoa.
to the area to allow me to try.
You gotta get in close to this stupid fucker.
And get in close.
You can't.
Oh.
The game kind of like prevents you from doing it.
This is kind of a circle. But I did find a save point. Am I planning on getting Cyberpunk?
God damn it.
Cyberpunk is something I was really interested in. And I know everybody hates it now because it's like not a real game on consoles. I would like to pick it up at some point. I don't know when that is, and honestly, I don't think it being this poorly, I guess, mismanaged
Samuels, that's too dangerous.
Yes, far too dangerous. Wish me luck.
Samuels, don't!
Oh,
Well, I
that's
should've
why.
listened- I should have listened to story.
God damn it.
But I don't think the mismanagement really affected me not getting it right away. What am I supposed to be doing something, or is like I doing a
No longer on board. The station is
story
safe.
thing?
Request that all hazard
Seems like I'm gonna die.
operations are suspended.
What do you have it on, Zach? The 360?
Rejecting me. We might be in trouble.
I think he's got an Xbox
Samuels?
One.
Is that the good one?
Trying to stop me from interfacing.
Or an Xbox
Whatever the new one is?
1S, whatever the new thing is called. I don't know if that's what he got it on, but I know he got one.
Jesus, Samuels, I'll try!
Wait. You need to do it in the
Every boss fight in this game has
The cascade
sucked.
will be fatal for me. I'm accessing seeks and schematics.
I should have paid attention.
Red cable first.
Okay!
I'll get back to Cyberpunk in a second. But I need to halt grid purge, and I don't know how because I
Fuck.
didn't listen.
The game keeps like taking my target off.
More, Ripley. Look for an upward floor panel. There should be a deactivated android next to it.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay, so don't do what I did. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god, fuck this.
I don't know when I would get a PS5, probably in years. But I think I kind of or subconsciously was like, that'll be like my PS5 game. But I am interested in it.
I've lost all interest with the delays and the fact that I never finished The Witcher, and then hearing about how buggy it is, and then hearing about how there's been a lot of like issues with crunch and with some transphobia and all that kind of stuff. I've basically entirely lost interest, at least until I see it maybe. God damn it.
Samuels,
Until I
that's
see it on
Okay, hold
sale.
on. I
for
have to
cheap.
listen to this because I died because I didn't.
Wish me luck.
Samuels, don't!
I bet I just have to do these in a certain order.
Warning. Apollo connection initiated. Apollo,
Oh, come
infection
on.
has been purged. The creature is no longer on board. The station is safe. Request that all hazard containment operations are suspended. Alert. Unauthorized connection. Ripley, Apollo's rejecting me. We
Oh
might
my
be
god,
in
just heal like I tell you to.
trouble. Apollo is trying to stop me from interfacing. Oh no! Amanda! You need to manually disconnect the systems. Please!
Oh, fuck off.
Jesus, Samuels,
I'm gonna
I'll
die.
try!
Wait!
I had this boss fight in the bag.
Oh my god, you're talking right over the part I need!
I'm accessing seeks and schematics. Remove the red cable first.
Okay, red first!
Okay. The red cable first. This one. This is yellow. Right? They're all yellow. The red cable first. You can talk again.
Red done!
This boss fight fucking sucks. Every boss fight in the game has
No, you
sucked.
can't. No, you can't. Damn it. God fucking damn it. How do I turn you off? Because I need to, like, this is a part where no one could be here.
Got it, Samuels!
I guessed. Oh, no, I didn't.
The last one now, Ripley.
Okay, how do I turn you off? I thought I could mute you in Discord, but apparently I can only mute me.
I'll just be quiet.
No, because you're gonna hit something and you're gonna be like, "Fuck."
I'll mute myself until you tell me my entire stream's gonna be quiet.
Thank you.
Zach, I'll answer your question when I come back. Or no, that's Sid. Sid, I'll answer your question when I come back.
Samuels, that's too dangerous.
Yes, far too dangerous. Wish me luck.
Samuels, don't!
Okay, red. That's green. Blue. Red.
Apollo, infection has been purged. The creature is no longer on board. The station is safe. Request that all hazard containment operations are suspended. Alert. Unauthorized connection. Ripley, Apollo's rejecting me. We might be in trouble.
Samuels?
Until power. Apollo is trying to stop me from interfacing. Oh no! Amanda! You need to manually disconnect the systems. Please!
Jesus, Samuels, I'll try!
Wait! You need to do it in the correct order, or the cascade will be fatal for me. I'm accessing SIGs and schematics. Remove the red cable first.
Okay, red first!
Oops, I shot it. Oops, I beat it up.
Red done!
Next, look for a blue cable. Can you see it?
Got it! Blue disconnected. What next?
I'm having trouble accessing the schematics. Apollo is making things difficult.
I need the next one, Samuels! What?
What's happening out there, Ripley?
The emergency lights have come on! I can't make out the colors of the cables. You're gonna have to guide me to them.
The next one is plugged into a wall socket. There was an upturned gurney nearby.
Found it!
Just two more, Ripley. Look for an open floor panel. There should be a deactivated android next to it.
Got it, Samuels!
Just the last one now, Ripley.
Okay, I think I did it.
Make sure you know, because I'm getting real pissed. It's a good thing I muted, because I said the F word a whole bunch of times and you would have gotten real mad at me. This boss fight can suck. 3D video games were a mistake. This is the worst the camera has been in this game yet. It is awful. I honestly considered just turning the game off and quitting before you got back. It is atrocious.
Thank you for that.
Samuels.
The Apollo transit is open.
Oh my god, come on. I can't see anything.
It will talk to you.
You did that for me.
I wanted Amanda Ripley to have closure.
Oh, this was a sad moment. Yeah, as for all the CD
Ricardo,
Projekt Red stuff,
If you're there,
I'm gonna
pick
fucking
up.
lose again. God damn it. Or is it leaving?
I'm here, sorry.
Samuels is gone.
He opened Apollo Transit for me.
God.
I'm gonna
damn
go
it.
straight there.
That was
I'll get Apollo to
infuriating.
lift the lockdown.
I know there's like a lot of stuff with CD Projekt Red, and it's a terrible thing to say, but I don't think it's just limited to CD Projekt Red. Regarding crunch and stuff, I never heard any like transphobia stuff, but I never really had my hand on the pulse either.
I don't even remember what it was. I just kept hearing about it, and then I heard when the game came out, it was not great. That some of the decisions that were made, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that like, if I don't play it, whatever, I'd like to, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
It's something like I'd like to give it a look later down the line, but I mean, if it's anything like The Witcher and every other game that comes, play it for like $20. I'm not in any rush to play it.
Same here.
To answer your question, Sid, I have played Dead Space. I think I only played the first one. I don't remember if I played the second or third. I feel like I did play
Didn't they just announce a new one?
Possibly.
How come I can't freaking tase you, bro? I never really played much of the first Dead Space. I remember when it came out, everybody was losing their mind over it. And then I like tried it, and it was like, at least the beginning was like fairly jump scary, which I just didn't care for. But I did like this. I did like the cutter weapon.
I remember it being jump scary and that being really irritating. Because it was always just like, there's a dead body on the floor, it's going to jump up. Like,
it's just like waiting for it to happen.
It becomes very predictable. I thought the cutter was neat, but as the game goes on, the cutter becomes really obnoxious because you have to keep switching between like cutting horizontally and vertically. And there are times where it just becomes a humongous pain in the ass. And it's part of it is probably because I'm not super great at first person shooters.
No, I never made it that far to comment.
But I remember there being a lot of like having to switch in the middle of battle to like cut off a different limb or something. It just got annoying where I was like, I wish I could just shoot this.
I did like the real-time menu. I remember that was like super crazy at the time. And I did like that. And the aesthetic was nice. I'd probably give Dead Space 4 a try.
Resident Evil 7. I played some of.
I played some of, but it was in a party setting, so it was not really.
I think you mentioned that.
Not really how it's supposed to be played, but it was a blast. But it was really cool. I would be interested. I know they're coming out with another one that I would be excited for.
I remember Resident Evil 7 being pretty good, and then I kind of got frustrated with it. What's going on? Wait, what is happening?
Yeah, I never got caught up. For some reason, Resident Evil never really caught me. I played 4 and I hated it. And I know everyone loves it, but I didn't care that it was like pure action game. And then,
I'm very picky in my horror game, and I don't like action horror because I just don't think it's not horror at that point. I remember really liking 4, but I don't know if I went back to it if it would.
And I played 4 after everything too. So like I played it on the Wii, I think, or the GameCube or something. And so it was already out. But I know 7 kind of went back to survival horror roots, and I liked that. I'd be interested in 8. But I didn't like 4.
I'm interested in giving 7 another go.
I'd probably just end up playing 8. I guess if I really wanted to, I could probably borrow 7, but
Audrey had it, and like I remember it. There was a boss fight that you do in like a garage, and I hated it. It was annoying and
I remember
frustrating, and I honestly, if I were playing it again, I would play it on an easier setting because all the difficulty does is just make combat and everything that I hate about horror games way more obnoxious. And I'd honestly rather just play it on baby mode, for the spooks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to try it again and put it on lower difficulty because the difficulty did not make it fun.
I wish I remembered what I put this on.
Wait, what am I doing?
Do I have to go back to...
Now stab him in the brain.
Or is there a door over here? Yeah, Silent Hill's another one that I think I just like... I like survival horror stuff, but I just never really had the opportunity when I was younger to really get into it.
I've always been disappointed that Silent Hill was in the PlayStation store and then they got rid of it. And I've heard the HD remix, like the HD versions are not good, but I've always wanted to play it. Like Silent Hill 2, I've heard is like one of the best horror games ever made. And
yeah.
I've always wanted to give it a go and see if it does like what I want out of a horror game.
I'm sure the horror genre has succeeded it.
I don't know. Most horror games that I've like modern horror games, it's just action. I don't like a horror game that gives you a weapon. I don't want to. I think the best. I think the best horror games are walking simulators. And I say that having played Portrait of Fear, which is not great because it's way too long. But I don't know. I don't think anything's scary if you have access to like fighting it.
I do. I mean, like, I've always said, and you never really got through much of it, but like Condemned, I think scarce ammo can be a really effective tool for survival horror.
I would say Condemned is a different beast because Condemned you would just like pick up plywood boards, and it was just like that felt like actual survival. It wasn't like they didn't give me enough guns or enough bullets for these guns. It was just like whatever you can find on the ground, you fucking that's what you got.
Well, later, I mean, you do get guns later in that.
I mean, I remember you get guns, but
I think the
Taylor, get me out of this cell.
The scarce ammo, same thing with like, now granted, Last of Us is more action than survival.
I heard it.
But I feel like I'm going the wrong way. This freaking story.
I would disagree with you on The Last of Us.
You think The Last of Us is survival?
Oh no. I don't think. I think it's decent survival. I don't think it's survival. I mean, I guess
if it's not survival horror, it doesn't necessarily mean it's action horror, but it's an in between.
I guess it's survival action. I don't really feel the horror in that game, and I don't. I mean, I've said before, I think the combat in The Last of Us is awful. And I get that some of it is awful by design. Like, you're supposed to not be very good at aiming. I just don't think it's fun to do.
I don't really remember enough to have a huge opinion one way or the other, but I fondly remember it.
I remember having moments early on, but I remember a lot, like, the stealth was annoying. I don't think stealth is very good in games. It just becomes kind of boring. And I think because the game becomes like a survival horror thing, then I was like way more cautious, which made the game even more boring. Like, it made it tense, but it just meant that like I was taking longer to do stuff because I was just like, I don't want to waste anything. But then I spent like the entire game never using any items because I was always like, well, I can't waste it. Who knows when I'll get stuff back again.
See, I used items in Last of Us. That's one of the few games I think I did.
Sid said you didn't feel like The Last of Us Last of Us didn't feel at all like... Yeah. Okay. I'm like half reading and half playing, and I was kind of confused as to what was being said.
This is
I don't know. I have The Last of Us remastered, and it's on my list to like play again, but I don't think it's ever going to sit as well. I think the game is too long.
My plan is whenever I get around to playing part 2, I'll replay 1.
I don't think I'm ever gonna play part 2. I don't have any interest in it. Part of it's because I've heard it's just kind of like miserable. Like, again, miserable by design, but I've heard it's miserable, and I don't really need that. And I've also just like, the more I saw for it, the more I was just like, I don't think this is a game I want. Like, I don't care for immersion. I don't care for...
You like hack and slashes.
Huge...
I mean, you like more than hack and slashes, but I mean, you like hitting buttons.
I like accomplishing things, not just like... If a game is immersive, then I want a walking simulator. Like, that's where I want the walking simulator. Because I want to live in the world, not just kind of like have the world interrupting my game. And my game is obnoxious because I want to do the world stuff, and the world stuff is like thrown to the side so that there can be a game. Oh my god. Oh my god, come on.
Am I supposed to be able to get that thing?
So, I read an Action Labs comic last night, because I've got Comixology Unlimited now, and I'm making use of it. And there's one that the premise sounded really cool, and I had been wanting to read it, and I saw it was free on Unlimited, so I gave it a read. There's no reason we can't make comics, dude. I was looking at it, and I was like, how is all of this so bad? And then I saw that the writer is also the editor-in-chief or something, and I was like, there's your answer. That's how this got made. The art is bad, the concept is cool, or at least interesting, but the story is bad, the dialogue is bad. It's straight up awful. It's 3 issues, and it was a trudge to get through, and then it ends with like a fun little teaser of like, here's what's to come, and I was just like, I don't need any of this.
I wish they said where the trams went.
God, all of this fucking wall running bullshit sucks. Come on, shoot me, dude. I don't want to deal with you later. Let's go. Whatever. Fuck you.
I'm kind of cruising through these ones. These ones aren't bad. I think it's because probably because the androids are maybe a little easier to just kill.
Did anyone involved in this conversation play the Left Behind? The Last of Us, The Left Behind, or whatever the hell it was called, the
minigame thing, or not minigame,
the little
like
DLC.
No.
Yeah, I think that's the best version of The Last of Us. It's 90% walking simulator. I think it tells a good, like, self-contained short story. It's relatively brief. I think at its longest it might be like 7 or 8 hours. And like, I'm someone who really liked The Last of Us, but I also like have kind of realized that I don't think I like it as much as I don't think if I replayed it that I would still really like it. Was there really no reason for me to come up here? They didn't even put anything over here. I'm gonna have to do that stupid puzzle again.
Over to Apollo to find out what sent the synthetics crazy. This place
There's
is
really
not
nothing
hell.
up here.
Apollo's redirected core android duties, and they've just walked away from the maintenance we requested after we got the news. Coolant's
Oh, I
everywhere,
can make this
gas
jump.
has escaped, and the primary access lift has shut itself down. I flagged a help request, but apparently I'm 45th in line. Systems are suddenly obsessed with hazard containment. Gotta find a way.
I don't know. Last of Us is on my list of games to replay, but so are a fair number of things, as well as
yeah. And I mean, things keep coming out. Like,
yeah. Like, I want to get back to The Witcher. I don't know when I ever will, but that's like I think the highest on my list of like games to return to.
well, even The Last of Us Part 2 for me. Like, that's a game I am interested in playing, but it's just like, by the time I get to it, who knows if I'll even, like, I'll be playing other things.
I will say at least like I haven't really been interested in a lot of like AAA or even like PS4 like games. It's the Nintendo stuff is the stuff where I'm like, ooh, I'm excited for like Monster Hunter Rise. I was excited for Hyrule Warriors. I'm excited for Super Mario 3D World again.
Shitting me.
And I have like a bunch of stuff on my Switch to play still, but like big name games coming out, like every time I see them, like I don't know, I think I'm kind of disillusioned at this point. Like I was super excited for Cyberpunk when they first announced it. I was super excited for Cyberpunk when they announced it, and then the longer it took to come out, and then the more I heard about it, and also just like the more I keep playing games, and they look cool, and there's like promises made, and then I play them, and it's just another game. It's just another thing that exists, and it's fine.
It's kind of similar to what. Oh, really? This isn't going to be fun. It's kind of similar to how I feel about like movies, where it's like, I know what this movie's going to be, but I want to see like some interesting stuff. And I think that's fair for video games too.
Yeah, there just hasn't been anything really interesting. A lot of them, I look at them and I just like I get a little excited, but then I've been able to like beat down that voice in my brain that's excited and listen to the one that goes like, that game is either going to be too long or too short.
Turn off the
And
electrics, take some deep breaths.
honestly, you're better
please.
off just waiting
Easy.
until it's $20 down the line, like every video game is. Like I was interested in Ghost of Tsushima, but I didn't really care too much. It was mostly like everybody was talking about it, and then you got it and we're talking about it, and that made me a little more interested. So when I saw it for like $25, I was like, okay, $25. Same thing with Final Fantasy VII. Like grabbing a game down the line for $20 to $25 is generally where I'm at with these games, unless there's something really big and interesting that really kind of hooks me. I was gonna talk myself probably into buying a couple games if I ever got a hold of a PS5, but
you already bought a couple.
I did, but I'm returning them because I'm never getting a hold of a PS5. But like, and I think the big killer for me, I don't know if it's the one that did it, but I think it's the one that really just kind of like helped open my eyes more than most, was Pokemon. Pokemon was such a gigantic letdown that I knew going in was going to be a letdown, but I let the hype win me over. And I mean, that I think I've spent more on games and I've played less of other games, but like Pokemon is like my one big regret. I always see it on my Switch and I'm just like, I shouldn't delete it because I need to play it. I bought it. I may as well finish it, but I'm just like, I have no interest in returning. I did not enjoy my time with it. I hate almost everything about it. It's just, it's not a game for me.
Yeah.
And my big thing is I knew going in that it wasn't, but I let other people's excitement sway mine.
To be fair, Zach, I agree with Andrew. And I have the same caveat he has, where I was done with Pokemon games and I was interested in it in a tiny bit, but I wasn't gonna get it. I was holding strong, and then everybody got it, and everybody said it was awesome, and so I got it. I liked it a little bit better than Andrew, but I still crashed about, I don't know, not even halfway through, I don't think.
I don't even remember how many gyms I made it through.
But I
thought the gyms were boring.
Pokemon doesn't care about. I want more of like a monster raiser. And I just don't get that from Pokemon. Everything feels like ones and zeros.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, everything feels like ones and zeros, and like, I don't know. I've always said like I'm more into Yokai Watch, but like for a game like Pokemon, it looked like this was finally going to be the Pokemon game that had a story that I cared about. But like there's no story in it. It's nothing. Yeah. And I don't care for the Pokemon catching. I especially don't care, like there's no reason to train because you can like you said, like, well, if you want to make the strongest Pokemon, but I don't want to make the strongest Pokemon. I just want to fill out that Pokedex, but I find it incredibly cheap to catch. It's kind of the opposite of what we were talking about earlier about like once you skip one step, then you skip all steps. And then what's the point? It's kind of the opposite where in Pokemon, like I find it cheap to just catch an evolved Pokemon. And you could say, well, then don't. But then that's me like restricting myself and like restricting the game to force myself to have fun. And it's not like when I played like Fallout or anything where it's like you make your own rules and you have fun. It's just like I have to tell the game not to do the easier thing so that I can be more interested, and I don't enjoy that. I'd rather that all evolved forms, no matter what level or whatever, like you can only fight them. That's all you can do.
We have had this talk extensively. I wholeheartely disagree on that point.
I find zero interest in catching an evolved Pokemon, and I know that like I said, I know that I could just not catch it, but there's something about it where I'm like, if I don't catch it, then like what am I even playing the game for?
I like it because it what am I supposed to be doing? I should probably pay attention more.
Part of my frustration with it is the fact that it's wasted energy on my part. Because I could evolve up a Pokemon and then just find its evolved form later, or I could be spending time, like you can only hold 6 Pokemon, and I would just swap Pokemon out as soon as they leveled up. It was time for that fucker to go, and the next idiot to get slotted in. But then I realized like there's no point to that. Like I may as well just make one team of Pokemon I like, and then I'll just catch all the evolved forms because who fucking cares? And that was the point where I was just like, if that's what I'm not enjoying, like, then I don't think the game is for me in any capacity. Like, I don't think I need to be playing it anymore.
That's kind of how I was. I mean, I started, when I was done, I started playing around with breeding. And it wasn't doing anything for me. And it was, like, I kind of hit a point where I was like, but for what? Like, the game's not hard enough to need to breed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, like, I have no interest in the competitive aspect of it. And
Great. It's Chief.
Sorry, there was like a thing.
The team I requisitioned to acid strip lower habitation just
like,
stopped in their tracks.
I like seeing higher evolved Pokemon in the wild because that makes it feel
I don't have anything
more
against
alive.
I don't have anything against with seeing them. I have a problem with the fact that I catch them. If they show up in the wild, that's great. Like that gives me like a goal to strive. I see that Pokemon and I go, I want that. I better grab my Pidgey and evolve it into Pidgeotto. But the fact that I can catch it just feels cheap to me.
Yeah, I guess I never really...
Ricardo, conduit's offline for now.
I guess I've never really hit an evolved form and it really even had that conversation with myself.
The turbine's running hot, Ricardo.
full speed.
I'm either just like, hey, I need one of these, or I don't, or I'll deal with it later.
It just, I don't know. The whole point of the game, the only thing that interested me, catching every Pokemon, or at least every one that I could. And when I realized that like there was no point in training anything, then the battles became superfluous.
To be fair, the battles were never the good part.
Yeah.
and that's a huge problem for me, is that there's not really anything there for me. I mean, it's a baby game for babies, but it sucks for me.
Yeah. I don't find it. And I mean, like I keep saying, like, I really like Yokai Watch, but Yokai Watch has a story with character.
Yokai Watch is a lot of fun.
The world feels lived in, and like a big thing is like the battles in Yokai Watch are technically in many ways even simpler than Pokemon, because you don't control your yokai, but it gives them like personality and it makes them feel more than ones and zeros. I mean, they are.
The battles in Yokai, so Yokai Watch has its own problems. It does some nice things, but the changed just like sprite, like color differences, is disappointing. And the battle system,
Turbines off. Way should be clear.
so the battle system in Yokai Watch is simultaneously problematic and good.
Yes, I agree.
It's problematic because it's nothing. It's totally nothing. It's good because it's nothing and it doesn't try to be.
You only played Yokai Watch 1, right?
Yeah. So if they don't
Now,
do the spinning, I thought they changed it from the spinning.
Yokai Watch 2, I think, still had the spinning dial thing. Yokai Watch 3 has a thing where it's like a 9x9 grid, and you can move your metals that way. And then you move the metals, and then your yokai will move into that formation, and there's like items on the field that they can pick up, and based on like who they're standing by or whatever, that dictates like what types of attacks that they can do. Or well, not what attacks they can do. Certain attacks can only hit like certain areas, so you need to move the yokai into position and stuff. So there's a little more. I like 3 better. And I actually I agree that it's problematic, but I love that you do not actually really control those yokai. They attack when they fucking want to outside of their super attacks. Sometimes they might just fall asleep because they don't care anymore.
Do I have to do this in a certain amount of time? I guess so.
And I kind of love that about it. It's a special little bit of charm.
I'm fine with things attacking on their own. I don't know. I guess, I mean, Yokai Watch also has the problem of being a baby game for babies, and that like none of it really mattered.
Warning.
Like,
Turbine ventilation shut down.
you're just gonna like. The thing I liked about Yokai Watch was it felt like a lived-in world, which I don't feel like Pokemon feels like.
I was interested in continuing the story and exploring areas and
Yeah, and seeing like I liked looking underneath
gonna be
like
tight.
cars and stuff for yokai and whatnot. But I mean, it's got its share of problems. I mean,
Just keep me honest.
I will say the one thing that Pokemon has over Yokai Watch is the random number generator
Sacrificed himself.
watch is even worse.
I've got to try.
Trying to catch the one yokai that you need, or befriend the one yokai that you need, it's so hard to find it in the world, even if you know where it is, and even when it is, and you feed it its favoriteest food in the entire goddamn world, and equip a yokai that gives you a higher chance of befriending other yokais and everything, you still can't catch them. And in 2, I reached a dead end because I just could not. I needed to catch like 3 of the same yokai, and I was able to catch 2. And it took me hours of doing nothing but trying to catch those yokai. And they just sometimes wouldn't show up. And when they did, they didn't want to be your friend. And there's not even like, at least Pokemon gives you the Pokeball. And then, like, go to a Great Ball or whatever. Or like,
Entrance is locked.
there's opportunities in Pokemon to increase your chances. And Yokai Watch, it's you feed them their favorite food. And that's the best you can do. And that does not guarantee shit. And
Yeah,
that is the one thing about Yokai Watch that I hate, and it was not improved in 3.
Shin Megami Tensei has stuff like that, but it never felt, and even Persona 5 had stuff like that. Maybe 4 did, or maybe 3 did too. But it was something that, like, I didn't have problems with it in Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, but yeah, in
before they start taking the place of U-turn. After all those endless presentations and tours, I guess the talks weren't stalled at all.
In Yokai Watch, it was frustrating as all get out.
Click his fingers.
It is the reason I never finished 2. The reason I never finished 3 is I just kind of drifted away from it because I was playing a ton of it when I was in. Or I played 2 a ton when I was in Phoenix, and then got obsessed with 3 when I got back because it came out like 2 weeks after I got back. The big thing with 3 that I don't like, which is a weird complaint, is there's too much in it. Like, I can ignore a lot of it, but it's like full of mini games and stuff, and none of them are bad. It's just they're all over the place, and I'm just kind of like, I just kind of want to keep moving, but it keeps like giving me new mini games and things. But I think collecting the yokais are fun, and I think the world is fun. And there's a lot of charm and personality that Pokemon does not have.
No, I would agree with that.
The fact that your 2 lightsaber forms, one is mapped to left and the other is mapped to right on the D-pad. I don't know why they didn't just map changing your lightsaber to a direction on the D-pad. The fact that you have to remember which one is which is incredibly fucking stupid to me. And I never know. And so I bought a power specifically to automatically switch between lightsaber forms, and it's horrendously unreliable. I don't think I can buy it.
You're like a super robot.
I've been going back into Animal Crossing a bit and doing like winter stuff, and it's mostly because Kyle plays, Pete plays, and I have a couple. Oh shit! Thanks. I have a couple friends that still play, so it's like nice to kind of like go back into it a little bit. But I'm seeing like all the 1s and 0s and everything in it.
You said that like we said that like months ago.
Yeah. And just like every time I come back, I'm like, oh, there's like new stuff going, Christmas crap. And so I like build a snowman every day, and it's fine, but it's also just like I have no interest in talking to anybody. I run to the shop to see if there's any clothes. There's very rarely anything. Now they sell a toy every day in the store.
Well, I think this is going to be a good spot for me.
Yeah, I'm heading back to my ship, so I think I'm... Oh wait, this is not where I want to go.
Well, yeah, so I'm gonna call it. So thanks for hanging out. If you liked it, tell a friend. Also check out the description below. That has all our links. Like, smash, subscribe, bell, all those buttons. Interact with those links and stuff. Any little bit of support is super cool to see. It also lets you know when we're going live with what and all that stuff. I believe this is the last time I am streaming until what, the week after next, depending on maybe 2 weeks or something.
We're not doing anything Saturday or Sunday?
I'll be in North Carolina.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
You don't tell me anything.
I tell you things. Remember I told you, what did I tell you about?
That I suck.
No, the My Little Pony Radiator cum jar.
Yeah, I don't need to know about whatever that is. I don't need to know anything about that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so but again, if you like us and follow us on those links and everything, you'll certainly know when we're going live and whatnot. But yeah, have a good end of the year if I'm not back in before 2021. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. It's been fun. See you next time.
Fuck you.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to. God damn it! I'm like in this closed little area and I can't see. The camera lock on enemies sucks. The camera in general sucks, but the camera lock is awful in this game.
Andrew's trying to make it to his ship, so if
I'm almost here,
then he's probably leaving soon. But you can always head over there for the time being if you don't want to go away from us. If you don't want to go away, go to him. All right, everybody, have a good one. Bye. How do I turn this off? Where is the off? There it is. End stream.